A foolish man isn't just someone who lacks knowledge. He's someone who repeats his own mistakes, blinded by ego, driven by impulse, and constantly sabotaging his own potential without even realizing it. And the most dangerous part? He thinks he's wise. In the eyes of Machiavellian psychology, stupidity isn't about low IQ or poor education. It's about poor judgment, a lack of strategic awareness, and a refusal to evolve. He's not necessarily unintelligent, he just can't read the room, anticipate consequences, or control his emotions long enough to think before reacting. He's easy to manipulate, quick to anger, and always caught off guard by the outcomes he created himself. This is the kind of man who hands over his power while pretending to be in control. And in a world where perception is power, his blindness becomes his greatest liability. Today, we will dive into the 10 signs that reveal a stupid or foolish man according to the brutal truths of Machiavelli's psychology, so you can recognize these traits, avoid their traps, and rise above ignorance. The first red flag of a foolish man is his uncontrollable need to prove himself. He'll argue over petty things, chase validation from people who don't matter, and overcompensate in situations that require silence, not ego. He confuses loudness for strength and attention for respect. He talks too much, reveals too much, and doesn't realize that the more he tries to assert dominance, the weaker he actually looks. A wise man knows that power often lies in restraint, in letting others underestimate him while he quietly builds leverage. But a foolish man can't bear being underestimated. He reacts, he performs, and in doing so, he exposes his insecurity to everyone in the room. This isn't confidence. It's desperation disguised as bravado, and people sense it, even if they don't say it out loud. The second sign of a foolish man is that he mistakes emotion for power. He thinks being reactive shows passion, when in reality, it only reveals his lack of control. He gets easily offended, lashes out over criticism, and lets anger or pride dictate his choices. But in the game of power, the one who stays calm holds the advantage. The more predictable your emotions, the easier you are to manipulate. He believes he's standing up for himself, but more often, he's just being baited, provoked into overreactions that make him look unstable or weak. The world isn't kind to men who can't regulate themselves. And the moment you show that you can be triggered, you've handed over control. A man who's ruled by emotion is a man who can be ruled by anyone who knows how to push the right button. The third sign of a stupid man is his obsession with appearing strong instead of actually being strong. He flexes, postures, tries to dominate every room because deep down he's insecure. Real strength doesn't need to announce itself. It's quiet, grounded, and consistent. He confuses intimidation with influence and volume with authority. But true power doesn't come from being loud or aggressive. It comes from being calculated, composed, and respected. A wise man knows when to speak and when to remain silent. He doesn't chase validation because he understands that attention is cheap, but respect is earned. The foolish man burns bridges to prove he's powerful. The wise man builds networks quietly until he controls the entire structure. One seeks to look like a lion, the other becomes one. The fourth sign of a stupid man is his inability to delay gratification. He wants the win now, the money, the fame, the recognition, without putting in the time or discipline. He chases comfort like it's a prize, not realizing it's the trap. Give him a shortcut and he'll take it. Offer him something easy and he'll trade his future for it. He doesn't understand that true power is built slowly, painfully, and deliberately. The wise man knows that patience is strategy. He's willing to be underestimated, willing to wait in silence while he builds quietly in the dark. A stupid man thinks he's smart because he got there fast. But speed without direction is just chaos. A smart man plays the long game because he's not trying to impress anyone. He's trying to own the board when the dust settles. The fifth sign of a stupid man is that he always needs to prove he's the smartest person in the room. He can't stand not being seen. He'll interrupt, over-explain, boast about things nobody asked him to. Why? Because his ego is fragile, and he thinks dominance means being loud. But real power doesn't shout. It observes, it listens, it gathers information while others expose themselves. The intelligent man doesn't need to flex his mind. His silence already speaks volumes. He doesn't waste energy on proving. He focuses on positioning. A stupid man seeks attention. A wise one seeks control. And those who seek control usually get it because they're too disciplined to waste their moves on vanity. The sixth sign of a stupid man is that he underestimates emotional control. He believes strength lies in anger, in yelling, in dominating the room with raw emotion. But that's not power, that's exposure. The more reactive he is, the easier he is to manipulate. He shows his hand with every outburst and becomes predictable, weak. The smart man remains composed. He lets others lose control while he calculates. Emotional restraint is a weapon. It disorients people. It makes them question what you're thinking, what you're planning. It puts you in control of the tempo. A stupid man is loud when challenged. A wise man is silent and dangerous. The seventh sign of a stupid man is that he confuses validation with value. He needs attention, applause. He lives for the approval of others because without it, he feels worthless. He becomes a slave to recognition. But validation is borrowed. Value is built. A wise man knows that real worth doesn't require an audience. It comes from what you master, what you endure, and what you can walk away from. The stupid man adjusts himself to be liked. The intelligent man stays rooted in who he is, whether people like it or not. The moment you need applause to feel alive, you've already given away your power. The eighth sign of a stupid man is that he keeps enemies close, without a strategy. He thinks proximity equals control, that by watching his enemies, he can outsmart them. But he forgets. Snakes don't hiss from a distance, they strike from within. He lets them linger, hoping to appear tolerant, diplomatic, clever. But the wise man doesn't just keep enemies near, he makes them predictable. He watches in silence, learns their patterns, controls the terrain. Stupid men confuse tolerance with wisdom. They let vipers dine at their table, mistaking exposure for immunity. But closeness without caution is not strength, it's negligence. The ninth sign of a stupid man is that he mistakes chaos for strength. He thinks being unpredictable means being powerful, that by creating confusion, he controls the game. But confusion without direction is just noise, and chaos without control is weakness in disguise. A wise man may appear chaotic, but it's deliberate. His unpredictability is calculated, like a storm guided by purpose. The stupid man lashes out, hoping noise will hide his lack of depth. He stirs conflict to feel significant, unaware that real power moves in silence. It doesn't announce, it arrives. The 10th sign of a stupid man is his inability to learn from failure. He repeats the same mistakes, expecting different outcomes. This is not stubbornness, it's ignorance masked as confidence. A smart man studies every fall, extracting lessons and adjusting his path. But the stupid man clings to pride, refusing to admit error. He blames others, circumstances, or fate, anything but himself. This refusal to learn traps him in a cycle of failure, sealing his downfall. Understanding these signs isn't just about labeling others, it's a powerful tool for your own growth. True strength comes from awareness, discipline, and the willingness to face uncomfortable truths. The stupid man lets ego and emotion blind him. The wise man masters himself and controls his path. If you want to rise in a world that rewards strategy over sentiment, start by recognizing these dangerous traits in others and yourself. Choose wisdom. Choose power. Don't fall prey to foolishness or let it define you. Rise above the herd, sharpen your mind, and own your power with clarity and calm. This journey isn't easy, but it's the only way to break free from the traps of ignorance and insecurity. If you found value here, like, subscribe, and share this video. Because mastering yourself is the greatest victory of all.